Pregnant mom of 5 out of here, dude. What in the They're ruining the show. This needs all the attention. Imagine her at home.
Picture this. You're at a sold-out concert. The lights are flashing, the music is blasting, and the crowd is completely electric. Everyone's singing along, feeling the energy, when suddenly, out of nowhere, someone jumps up on stage. The crowd gasps, security scrambles, and the lead singer, right in the middle of the performance, has to deal with it live, in front of thousands of people. That's exactly what happened at a recent Falling in Reverse show in Houston, Texas. One fan decided to make the night all about her, rushing past security straight onto the stage. It wasn't just a funny or awkward moment, it was dangerous. Falling in Reverse's shows are famous for intense pyrotechnics, moving equipment, and high-energy performances, and anyone on stage who isn't supposed to be there is at serious risk. But instead of a physical confrontation, Ronnie Radke handled it in a way that shocked the entire audience.
Get this alcoholic. What the hell? Guys! We take this very seriously. Don't run up here.
What he said and how he reacted spread like wildfire online, sparking debates and leaving fans talking for days. This wasn't just a fan interrupting a show. It was a moment that tested the limits of patience, safety, and live performance etiquette. And trust me, what happened next is something you have to see to believe. The chaos all started in the middle of Falling in Reverse's set, during one of their most popular songs, Voices in My Head. The energy in the arena was already at its peak, lights flashing, pyro going off, and the crowd screaming every word. Suddenly, a fan broke through the crowd and ran straight onto the stage. At first, people thought it was part of the show, but it quickly became clear that this was completely unauthorized. Security tried to react, but in the confusion, the fan managed to get dangerously close to Ronnie Radke himself. For a moment, time seemed to freeze, the audience holding its collective breath, wondering if this could turn into something much worse. This wasn't just someone waving their arms or shouting. It was a full-on stage crash that disrupted the flow of the concert and put everyone in danger. Pyrotechnics were firing off just a few feet away, and the band's intense energy left little room for mistakes. Fans in the crowd were shouting, some cheering, some panicking, as the security team finally stepped in to escort the fan off. But the damage was already done. The moment had been captured on multiple phones, instantly spreading across social media. Videos showed the sheer audacity of the fan, the tense energy on stage, and the way the audience reacted in shock and disbelief. And while many were stunned, what Ronnie did next would turn this chaotic moment into an unforgettable story that no one at the show will ever forget. Once the fan was finally removed from the stage, Ronnie Radke didn't stay silent. Instead, he turned to the crowd and let his frustration be known. And what he said was nothing short of savage. In his signature sharp, unapologetic style, he mocked the fan, calling her a pregnant mom of 5, and making it clear that her stunt had ruined a part of the show. The crowd erupted, some laughing, some gasping at the audacity.
Pregnant mom of 5 out of here, dude. What in the They're ruining the show. This needs all the attention. Imagine her at home.
But everyone's attention was fully on him. Ronnie didn't just stop at calling her out. He lectured the audience about respecting the performance and understanding the risks involved. He reminded everyone that a band stage isn't just a place to take selfies or seek attention. It's a space where professionals are putting their lives on the line.
She's lucky she didn't get tackled. Guys, come on. Be smarter than that. You guys are all smarter than that. There's always one.
Especially with massive pyro, heavy equipment, and high-energy movements happening all around. His words were sharp, but there was a serious underlying message. Safety comes first, and anyone thinking of rushing the stage needs a reality check. What made this moment even more unforgettable was the mix of humor, anger, and authority in Ronnie's delivery. He didn't yell, he didn't overreact physically. He destroyed the fan verbally, live in front of thousands, turning the disruption into a cautionary tale for anyone even thinking about stepping out of line at a concert. And as the audience absorbed what he said, it became clear that this reaction would be replayed online for days, sparking conversations, debates, and even a few memes. But as intense as this reaction was, it also highlighted something fans don't often see: the immense pressure and responsibility that comes with performing live. And while Ronnie's words were brutal, they were also necessary. This incident wasn't just about embarrassment or a viral moment. It was a serious safety risk for everyone involved. Falling in Reverse shows are legendary for their high energy performances, but they're also packed with pyrotechnics, stage effects, and heavy equipment. One wrong move, one unexpected presence on stage, and things could have gone horribly wrong. Imagine a fan running right into a wall of flames, or tripping over cables in the chaos. What seems like a harmless stunt can quickly turn into a dangerous accident. Ronnie and his team are trained to navigate these hazards, knowing exactly when pyro will go off and where the danger zones are. But a fan has no idea. That split second of chaos could have caused severe burns, injuries, or worse. And it's not just the performer at risk. Security personnel have to react instantly, sometimes diving in or tackling someone, which can put themselves and nearby fans in harm's way. The Houston show was a perfect example of why rules exist for a reason. When the stage is treated like a playground, the consequences can be extreme. This is exactly why Ronnie's sharp, immediate response was so critical, not just to call out the fan, but to set a boundary and prevent anyone else from thinking that rushing the stage is acceptable. In moments like this, what seems like a shocking or dramatic interaction isn't just performance, it's survival, for both the artists and the audience. And while fans were focused on the verbal takedown, the underlying lesson about live show safety is something that everyone watching should take seriously. But that wasn't the end of the drama. What happened next brought fans even more divided opinions online. The fans' bold move didn't just shake up the stage, it divided opinions among concertgoers and online audiences alike. Some fans were quick to defend Ronnie Radke, praising him for standing his ground and handling the situation with authority. They argued that anyone rushing the stage is asking for trouble, not only risking their own safety, but also disrupting the show for thousands of paying fans. These viewers pointed out that the way Ronnie roasted the fan was actually a measured response compared to the potential dangers that could have unfolded if security hadn't stepped in. On the other side, there were fans who felt that his comments were unnecessarily harsh. They argued that while the stunt was reckless, the verbal takedown, especially mocking her personal life, crossed a line. Social media quickly exploded with clips of the incident, reactions, and memes, each comment adding fuel to the discussion. Some fans even debated whether live performers have a responsibility to educate the crowd, or if it's fair to publicly shame someone for a moment of poor judgment. The incident sparked conversations across Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, with clips racking up millions of views almost instantly. It became a larger conversation about concert etiquette, performer safety, and how far artists should go when enforcing boundaries. And while opinions differed wildly, one thing was clear: no one watching would ever forget this moment, and it left a lasting impression on both the audience and fans online. But as the debate raged, the larger question remained: what does this say about the risks of live shows today? When the dust finally settled, the Houston concert became more than just another night on tour. It became a story about boundaries, safety, and the high stakes of live performances. Ronnie Radke's reaction wasn't just a moment of anger or humor. It was a reminder of how quickly a single action can disrupt a show, put people in danger, and spark a massive conversation online. Fans continue to debate whether his response was fair or too harsh, but one undeniable fact remains: rushing the stage is never just a harmless stunt. Every performer, every crew member, and every fan in the audience is affected the moment someone crosses that line. The incident also highlights the growing tension between fan behavior and live show safety in today's concert culture, where viral moments can overshadow years of planning, effort, and professional skill. It makes you wonder, how far should a fan go to get attention? And where do we draw the line between boldness and recklessness? One thing's for certain: this moment will be replayed, discussed, and remembered for years to come. Not just for the chaos, but for the lessons it left behind about respect, safety, and the unpredictable nature of live music. So the next time you find yourself at a concert, remember this: don't get on stage, don't risk the show, And definitely don't underestimate the consequences. You might just end up being roasted by one of rock's most fearless frontmen.